call the roll. Alderperson Feldy,
Here.
Alderperson Donahue,
Here.
Alderperson Decker,
Here.
Alderperson Ackley.
Here.
All right, and then the chair is here. For everyone here, would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, moving right along. Approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from June 24th?
Motion to approve.
There's been a motion by Donahue. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Decker. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. The minutes are approved. All right, thank you, everybody. All right, chugging along. 3.1, presentation by potential applicants available for Class B alcohol beverage licenses. Who is here for that? Who is requesting a Class B liquor license? So we got 3 people, 3 groups. Okay. Who wants to go first? You want to come here to the mic? Yep.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Yep. Mary Lynn?
How many licenses do we have to grant?
Chuck, licenses to grant?
Just one? We have 2? We do have 2 that we could grant.
Okay.
Okay,
So 2 today?
thank you.
Okay, please introduce yourself, your name, and who you are and where you're from.
My name is Vern Kittler. This is,
Natalie Meisowitz.
and we're looking to open up a daytime cafe / coffee shop type of situation for our regular type of business, but we would also like to do a music venue as well, kind of mix the two up. An art gallery would really kind of just make it like a diversive, fun spot, but there may be some alcohol sales. It's not going to be a bar per se, but definitely would have some alcohol there. Would you like to know anything else?
Well, first, since we've got that, I wonder if you want to show that to your camera so that the other members of the committee can see it.
Also for committee members that are remote, this is in board docs as well, in 3.1 that's attached. So it's an outline as well.
They may have that as well. We try to send it as a
Right.
PDF
Yep.
earlier today.
It's in our documents on board docs, so they should have it. Any questions from alderpersons? Okay, guess not right now. Maybe in a little bit we will.
Thank you.
So.
Ryan?
Ryan?
Oh, okay, they do have questions. Yep. Dean?
What is the location of this?
This is 1133 Michigan Avenue.
Okay.
It was previously the old bar.
You'll have to go to the mic. They can't hear you.
Yeah, it was previously the old Barcode in Sheboygan.
Okay. Old Chevegas.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Mary Lynn, you had a question? Yep.
Thanks for appearing. I just, where are you, I see your plans. Where are you in terms of financing, planned opening, precautions, social distancing, all of the complexities of opening up in a pandemic?
Our projected time of being fully open and operational would be 6 months, with perhaps like a soft opening around 3 months to kind of see how everything goes as far as what's going on in the world with COVID and social distancing and wearing masks. We don't exactly know what's going to happen, but we're going to do everything we can in the meantime. But 6 months, we would like to be completely open and running, if possible, given the circumstances. Even if we have to social distance, I think that we can still do really well. We have an outdoor area, so there's a lot of seating out there, and that makes it, the inside is very, large and spacious. As far as the precautions, we're gonna get insurance. We're gonna be insured. Not really sure if there's anything else. If there is, we'll do it.
Could I ask if, I assume you will also be applying for a beer and wine licenses?
Yep. Yeah, we will plan to apply for those as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So just a question that was raised based on that. You are aware of our continuation of business ordinance that would require you to open within 6 months if you get the license, or you could lose it. Are you aware of that?
Now we are.
But we are now. Perfect.
Right. Other questions from Alders?
I guess, yeah, that's good. Never mind.
Great, sounds good. Hang tight and we'll call you back if we've got more questions then. All right. Matt, you up next?
Afternoon, Matt Bargan from Harbor Center Marina. Came before you guys last time for our operation on the second floor of the Marina building. Just putting in our request again for the Class B license. If you have any additional follow-up questions from the last presentation, I'd be happy to answer those.
And then they, the marina also has their document attached in board documents as well. So you can see their plan for the bar.
Correct.
And we do have one different member from when you presented the last time, so you may want to
Sure.
be aware of that, just in case you have anything to add.
Yeah. Second floor of the Marina Administration Building, we'll be running it through F3 Marina. Yeah, we're looking to hopefully just enhance general public access to the building and services we can offer to this more people than just boaters, as well as being an additional amenity for our boaters as well to help draw more business to the marina. So,
Mary Lynn?
So Matt, I have a number of questions.
sure.
I looked at the plans and it looks like you're remodeling. Are you open at this point?
No, we're not. We still are pending renovation as well. Waiting on the
What is your anticipated opening?
original plan was for this summer, but given the situation with the license, we're looking more towards this fall then.
And what is the status of your financing?
We have the funding available to do the renovations and start the business up. We're just, the only thing we're waiting on yet still is the license.
So I assume you'll be applying for beer and wine licenses?
Correct.
And I look at your pictures and I don't see how in the world people can social distance. In fact, the one picture, and they're really fun, they're nice pictures, but they're terrifying from a pandemic point of view. The nice, and you know, we had patronized the place that was there before you, and it's a lovely place, and it's a great idea, but you don't have a lot of space here, it looks like to me.
It's certainly more than a.
And I'm talking about outside space.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Your outside space looks extremely limited.
There is that one patio, and we do have the observation deck as well, so there is a little bit more outdoor space than what's shown on that, and then there is all the indoor space then as well, which the renovations will leave plenty of room for open tables as well.
Where are you getting your financing from?
This is a city project for the renovation.
Right, so the city is your total financial package?
Yes.
Okay. If you open with just beer and wine, do you think that you'll be able to make a go of this? Given the fact that you're going to be inside probably with limited seating, at least for another, hard to know, 6, 9, 12 months. Can you make a go of it with just beer and wine?
I think we could do something certainly still, but it'll definitely hinder the potential of the space.
And tell me again, you're not serving food, right?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Not serving food?
You are not serving food?
A limited menu at this time, all prepackaged frozen items. So nothing that's prepared.
Okay. In terms of capitalization, because you're going to be opening at a time when voters are not going to be around, how much cash do you have, or what would be your projection for the amount of time you could stay in business with probably a limited number of customers?
We had planned for it being a very cash-based business, so whatever expenses are incurred, we'll match whatever we're doing with revenue.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Mulders? Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Matt. Any other presenters for the Class B liquor license? Okay. And you say we have two, Julie? Okay. She's nodding her head in approval. Okay. Moving along, 3.2, discussion and action regarding granting opportunities to apply for available Class B alcohol beverage licenses.
And if I could just, I know most of you have been involved on these, but we do have at least one new member. And since you're not physically present to receive the recommendations document, I'll just kind of briefly go through some of the things that you need to consider in making a decision. You do have two applicants and you do have two licenses. That means that you could grant to both. You don't have to. That is entirely your choice. You could grant to two, you could grant to one, and you can grant to zero. In making the decision to grant, you need to follow the policies that you've approved. Those policies get into all sorts of things like parking. Is it good for the neighborhood? Is it the kind of business we're looking for in the city that's really going to add to what we already have? What is the economic impact? Those kinds of things. What you can't make the decision based on is things like ethnicity, gender, those kinds of things. You should keep in mind that we do have a limited number of licenses available. If things go as we expect, it's probably pretty unlikely that we'll have another available license for some time. But that's something to consider, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's no requirement. We have no policy that we hold any open. If you have any questions from the police department, Officer Stelter, Sergeant Stelter is here, so you can certainly ask him any questions. And again, just a reminder, follow the policies in making your decision. You also, if in thinking through these things, you have additional questions, you can request that the floor be open to either of the presenters to answer any questions.
Thanks, Chuck. Any comments, motions, thoughts from others?
I have a question.
Dean, go for it.
This is for the city clerk's office. Do they have any, or also for Attorney Adams, do they have any one that they see on the horizon that will be possibly applying for a license, like say the new hotel that's being built and things like that?
I think Julie's going to answer, and then I think there may be other people in the room who, if they have thoughts, might want to chime in as well.
I have not had anybody reach out to me for an available license, any new perspective. I have a list of about 10 that I contact each time a license becomes available, and of those, say 10, these two are the ones who came today.
Okay.
Chad, do you want to, yeah.
Likewise, to Julie, the Department of City Development does not have any interested parties at this time to answer that question. That hotel, the Hampton Inn, the project is stalled and we're not sure of the timing of that. So at this stage, we have no other requests that we know of that are pending either.
Mary Lynn?
So I'm going to speak in favor of both of these. The Sheboygan place has really deteriorated. Abacus Architects, who I assume still own that building, had come in for a license some time ago, but they didn't have any tenants that we could actually award them a license to. And so any prospect of cleaning that area up, to me, is encouraging. With respect to the Marina Bar, we need to understand the city has some money in this, and this is part of our ongoing efforts to make the marina a financially viable proposition, which it is. I mean, we're doing okay, but the idea is to go ahead. So in that respect, I think we should have, and I don't know, Chair, if you want two separate motions or if I can move to approve both of the licenses or however I should do that, but that would be my intent. And, you know, again, my Irish sense of doom says that both of these entities are going to have some difficulties. This is it's always a hard time to open a restaurant and a bar, but this is like particularly difficult. But I wish them both well, and we can keep our fingers crossed that both will be successful in ongoing businesses. So procedurally, whatever you think I ought to do, Ryan, I'm happy to do.
Okay. So I think if you wish to make a motion for both, you can do it. What I would suggest is that the motion be something along the lines to authorize both to apply for a license, and that they need to do so within 7 days of this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and second to allow both presenters today the opportunity to apply for the license. Any further discussion or comments from committee members? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. So as Attorney Adams said, both of you have 7 days to go to the clerk's office and apply. So do that sooner than later. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, chugging along. 3.3, General Ordinance Number 1120-21, an ordinance amending Section 50-668 of the Municipal Code relating to third-party inspections for fire alarm systems. Chief?
Thank you. So this ordinance is just basically to clean up some of our language to match the Wisconsin state statutes. We currently do inspections annually, and in the businesses that have fire alarm systems, they're required to get it tested annually. And this is a third party. So this ordinance kind of helps that third party that we're going to be talking about shortly. So it is really to clean up the language to match the state statutes.
Okay. Any questions from others? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion, I'll make a motion to approve. Alderperson Feldy.
All right, Barb made a motion, and then the second by Betty. Any further discussion on this one? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving 3.4, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. 3.5, resolution number 4920-21, a resolution authorizing the fire chief to execute a cylinder product sale agreement with Air Gas USA LLC to provide medical gases to the city of Sheboygan Fire Department for at least 5 years.
Okay, so thank you. This, we currently use oxygen for our EMS calls that require it. So it's something we've used ever since we've had ambulance service and first aid service. We didn't have a contract with a company. We're using Air Gas annually. However, the budget, because we don't have a contract, fluctuates, and we're at their whim of when it increases. So this would be a 5-year contract, which would save us over half of what we're paying right now. So in 2019, we budgeted 13,000. In 2020, based on usage, and again, it's all based on call volume as well. We dropped it to 11,000 based on the 2019 figures. We had 2,700 left over. So by doing a 5-year contract, we will save roughly half of that, so.
Okay. Is that the one you called, or is it the Pricer one?
What did you say?
So he's got. Did you skip this one?
Are we on 3.4 or 3.5?
Did I skip it?
I don't think you did, I think the chief did.
The air gas is the one he said, so,
Yeah, 3.5.
Oh, did he? Okay,
Yeah.
there was one that was skipped.
right, the Brycer one.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, yeah, I was scrolling here. We'll do 3.5 and we'll go back to that. So, sorry, Kathy. 3.5, we're on. Any questions for the chief? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mary Lynn, second by Barb. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. All right. We'll jump back to 3.4, sorry. Resolution number 4820-21, a resolution authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute an agreement with Brycer LLC for the compliance engine software for the city of Sheboygan Fire Department.
So as I mentioned earlier, this goes along with the ordinance language cleanup. So this is a company that it's a third party, and there is really no cost to the fire department. We have to test the alarm systems annually. So this is requiring the companies, the businesses that have the alarm systems to have to send it to this third-party compliance engine, which allows us to get real-time information on the testing. So in the past, when we would go to a business and look at the alarm, if it wasn't tested and we're doing our inspection in May, but yet the alarm it doesn't expire until June of that year, they have actually 13 months to really not comply, and we wouldn't be back for a re-inspection because there was no penalties. They didn't fail because it's still good for a month. So that's how they play the game. They don't do it, they save the money, and then we go and do the inspection, and now we have to make them keep it up to date and test it. So this gives us a real time, actually. They have to send it in, the companies that test it have to send it in to this compliance engine, and we get access to it immediately, so.
Questions for the chief? Is there a motion to approve?
Alderperson Feldy?
Barb?
Chief?
Yes, ma'am.
Does this have cost to the business or to the city, or neither, or both? I mean, who bears the cost of this?
So truly, the cost is split amongst the business with the third party. So they have to get it tested regardless. So that's part of the cost. And because the fire department's name and the city's name is attached to it, that makes the businesses have to comply or want to comply. So really, there is no cost at all. They have to, the cost is the normal fee by whatever third-party alarm testing company they use. This compliance as an engine does not add cost to it. So it's almost a benefit for us anyways.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Further discussion or comments? Seeing none, all those, is there a motion? I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion by Barb, second by Dean. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving the motion, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks, chief. All right, 3.6. General ordinance number 9-20-21, an ordinance amending section 26-147 of the municipal code related to classifications and licensing registration fees for contractors as to be added, a classification for carpenter accessory contractors, removal of a classification for registered business owners, contractors, and make minor modifications to the type of work that may be performed by each contractor classification. Chad?
So we have local licensing here in Sheboygan, and under our local licensing, in order to, and I brought Pat Irick is here with me because this is his area, but we're requesting to create this carpenter accessory contractor for those contractors that just want to build garages, sheds, pergolas, and fences, versus before they were lumped into a just a regular carpenter contract that would do full building build out. So there's a group of contractors in this community that just basically build garages, sheds, pergolas, and they would like, instead of having to pay the full amount that a typical contractor would pay, they would just be certified and licensed to do those specific items. So we're basically creating a new classification, taking it out of a general classification and making one more specific to just contractors that would do these items, the garages, sheds, pergolas, and fences.
Do other cities have that classification?
A lot of cities don't have local licensing requirements, so the ones that do, we're the only ones left that have local licensing.
Okay. Questions from other alders?
Chair, Alderperson Feldy.
All right, Barb, go for it.
Chad, my concern is for the citizens. I mean, we're lowering a classification. And as far as the people in the trades that I've talked to about the possibility of doing this and the plus and minus of it, their worry is some contractors not being up to par, and are we opening it up to subpar building, and there are concerns, and personally I'd like a little more time to talk to people and get some more input on this before I vote either way on whether I'm in favor of it or not.
So let me turn the mic over, if you will, to Pat Irick, the building inspector, to talk about what he's seen out in, what the requests that are coming in and what he's seen out in the community, and also what the certification requirements would be from this new group. So
the reason the board wanted to go this route is because when I first started 28 years ago, we probably had 35 or 40 different classifications for contractors. I narrowed it down to about 6. The problem is I think it went a little bit too far. We have contractors that can build multi-million-dollar houses, and we also have the contractors, like Chad said, that only want to do a garage, a shed, deck, whatever it may be. They still are going to have the same type of qualifications. So they're going to have at least 6 years of experience building decks, garages, fences, or whatever. Same as what a carpenter contractor, they have to have 6 years of experience building houses, non-structural, commercial work. So we still kept the qualifications in there, and they still have to have the experience. It's just that we just needed a classification just a little bit lower than building these big, huge mansions. So that's where this came about.
Any further discussion? Barb?
Chair, Barb Feldy.
Go for it.
I'd like to make a motion to table this till our next meeting so that I can get some more information before I make a decision.
Let's call that a motion to hold rather than to table.
All right, there's been a motion to hold.
Thank you. Then I'd like to make a motion to hold until our next meeting.
Would you want to include 3.7 as well then?
3.7 is?
They're both related, right, Chuck?
Well, they're related, but they don't have to be you can pass 3.7 even if you don't pass 3.6. The reason we divided the two out is because 3.7 is really much more, there's not a lot of policy in there. It really is just about cleaning things up, bringing things sort of up to date to what we do, changing references to statutes and code sections to, to show the modern code sections. Whereas the earlier one really is kind of more of a substantive change. So you could do them separately. It's really up to you.
All right, there's a motion to
I'll
hold.
just leave it for 3.6.
Okay, there's been a motion to hold 3.6. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Decker. Any further discussion on the motion to hold?
Just
Chad?
before you move on, Alderman Feldy, is there anything other than you doing your background information? If there's anything else that our department can supply to you, we would be happy to do that. We feel that
Thank you.
that it's just creating another classification with the same requirements as the carpenter contractor. So, yeah, if you need anything from us, let us know.
I will, thank you.
All right. All those in favor of holding this item to the next meeting, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's held. All right. 3.7, General Ordinance Number 10/2021, an ordinance repealing and recreating portions of Chapter 26 of the Sheboygan Municipal Code to update provisions and bring the code into alignment with changes in state law and changes in local ordinances and procedures. Chad?
I don't really have anything more to say other than what Attorney Adams brought up.
Okay.
It's really just aligning ourselves up with recent state statute changes and making stuff more current.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Decker, second by Barb. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving 3.7, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. 3.8, resolution number 2520-21, submitting various license applications. City Attorney?
So we do have two on this one, and we have to treat them a little bit differently. First is David Felbob. David Felbob's license application, it was a new license, and it had been held for denial. He did not contact our office to schedule the hearing. You can, if you so choose, deny him based on his record of violations related to his license activity, which is 2 convictions for obstructing resisting. If you have questions about that, we do have a representative from the PD here who can. His record is a law violator, his failure to accurately answer application questions. He didn't reveal these things either. He's failed to contact us and he's failed to appear today. So it is appropriate to just simply deny if you so choose.
Motion to deny.
There's been a motion to deny. Is there a second?
Second, Betty Ackley.
Second by Betty. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of holding Mr. Felbob's, denying Mr. Felbob's application, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's denied.
So the other one on here, I'm kind of surprised to not see the applicant here. Stephanie Garcia, this is actually a renewal application that we've recommended denying, and it does take a little more. We do have to have a formal hearing in order to do that. Now, she did not respond to my letter to try to schedule this hearing because we have to be a little more, with new applications, we just kind of schedule them and tell them show up on that date. With the others, they kind of have a right to have input into that date. She did not contact me. However, she did appear at the clerk's office actually to pick up her license and was told, hey, you got that letter telling you can't, you got to come to the hearing. And she told the clerk that she was going to come here today, and now she's not here. We do have an officer available to testify, so we can go through the formal hearing if you so choose, and I would have no objection to that. You can also choose to hold it, to give her the opportunity to appear, but she has received a written, confirmation from us that she needs to appear to deal with the potential charges. So if I don't hear a motion to hold, I think we'll just continue with the hearing. It's a little weird to do a hearing without a defendant present, or not a defendant, but an applicant present. But that's the way we've got to do it. We've got to do it a little more formally because it is a renewal.
This is Mary Lynn. I move to hold.
There's been a motion to hold.
Second.
Second by Dean. Any further discussion on holding this?
My reasoning is that if she actually thought she was getting the license, I just have concerns about the communication, and she may have a reason for not appearing today. And if this is how she's making her living, I think maybe we can just give her another week or two. Kind of my thinking.
Okay. Any further discussion on holding this one? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's held. 3.9, resolution number 5/2021, submitting various license applications for individuals.
So this is one that's been held previously, and the last time we had held it, we had indicated that there would be that she was scheduled for a hearing on some of the matters that were preventing her from getting this new license. This is a new license, not a renewal. And that hearing has now been postponed. And Ms. Jeske has indicated agreement to continue to hold this. What I would say is that, this is a license application that was made already back in May, which means that technically her, it's not through 2022, it's only through 2021. So there could come, if she doesn't have a hearing, there could come a time when it just simply runs out. However, it really doesn't hurt us to hold the item. And since Ms. Jeske wishes to have the item held, I think that's entirely appropriate, and we'll deal with it when she either gets her things taken care of or it's no longer possible to hold it.
Okay.
Motion to hold.
Second.
There's been a motion to hold in a second. Any further discussion on holding? Seeing none, all those in favor of holding, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's held. 3.10, resolution 1620-21, submitting various license applications for individuals.
So there are two on this application, or on this RO that we're dealing with. One is Joshua Mavers and the other is Gilbert McLean. And two separate recommendations here. So regarding Joshua Mavers, Mr. Mavers did not contact our office to schedule his hearing, and he's failed to appear today. It is a new application, and so it is entirely appropriate, if you so choose, to move to deny the license based on his record of violations related to the licensed activity, which includes actually 4 convictions for disorderly conduct and a conviction for obstructing/resisting. As well as his record as a law violator and his failure to accurately answer application questions.
Is there such motion to deny or?
Motion to deny.
Second.
Motion by Dean, second by Mary Lynn. All those in favor of denying the license, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye.
Then Gilbert McLean, we had held that one to do a little more review of his situation, and after reviewing his issues, we are recommending granting his license. One of the issues here is he does have an outstanding bench warrant, and we usually don't grant licenses to people unless they take care of these things, but the county is actually not enforcing those warrants right now because of the pandemic, and given that, we really saw that there was really no reason to prevent his getting a license at this time. And actually, since they're not enforcing and he could maybe get the license and make a little money, maybe he'll go pay what the fine that's causing the bench warrant. So, and if he's never does anything about it, we have options when he comes back for the license in a year. So, so our recommendation is to grant the license.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mary Lynn, second by Dean. All those in favor of granting license, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's approved. 3.11, RO number 262021, direct referral, submitting various license applications for the period ending April 14th, 2021.
So this was a direct referral to the last meeting that was held. These were applications for changes of premises for Il Ritrovo, Stefano's, and Local Press Eatery. Those have been actually subsumed by new applications that they've made on another RO that we'll be talking about momentarily. So these have been withdrawn, and we can file each of those applications.
Is there a motion to file?
Motion to
So
file.
moved.
There's
Second.
been a motion by Dean, second by Barb. All those in favor of filing, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's filed. 3.12, RC number 321-1920, submitting various license applications.
So the one that was left on here was a change of premises application that had been made by Parker Johns quite some time ago, back early in the year. And they've decided they don't need it anymore, and so they've withdrawn it. And so the proper motion would be to file.
Is there such
I
motion?
make a motion to file.
Motion to file by Barb,
Second.
second by Mary Lynn. All those in favor of filing, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. 3.13, RO number 33-2021, submitting various license applications.
So I'm going to have a number of motions for you. And this is the one actually on which the other one, the change of premises for the 4 businesses downtown are, but we found no issues with them, so they'll be included in the final motion just simply to approve the remainder. So first, we are recommending one license, one beverage operator license be held for denial. That is the license of Koki Milo Potawills. We're recommending it be held for denial because he is ineligible for the license.
Motion to hold.
Second.
All those in favor of approving the motion, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye.
Then we are recommending one beverage operator license be held for further investigation, and that's Stephanie M. Johnson. It is a renewal application, so if we end up having to have a hearing on it, it'll be more formal again, but we are actually asking to hold for investigation due to some recent serious charges.
For motion to hold?
Motion to hold for investigation.
Second.
Motion by Dean, second by Betty. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye, that's held.
Then we are recommending that the following beverage operator licenses be granted with a warning to avoid further unlawful activity related to the license activity. These are one new license, Kayla L. Johansson, and 2 renewal licenses, Eric M. Johnson and Justin J. Kohlhagen. Just to give you a little bit of information on the new applicant, Kayla Johansson, while she does have a significant prior criminal history, our staff believed that given the time frame since her last application and the nature of the violations, it warranted still granting the license, but with that warning. Then the 2 renewals, Eric Johnson, he just had a single licensing-related violation that had not been made known to the committee at the time that it occurred. The staff review committee felt, however, that violation was insufficient to meet the burden for denying renewal, but is of concern, so that's why the suggestion to grant with a warning. Justin Colhagen, it's similar story. He's actually got a pending criminal violation, so it's relatively new. But the committee believes that, again, while it's of concern, it is insufficiently related to the license activity by itself to meet the burden for denying renewal. So those three, we're recommending that you grant with a warning.
Is there a motion to grant with the warning?
Motion to grant with a warning.
Motion by Dean,
Second,
second by Barb.
Barb.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of granting with a warning, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye.
Then two licenses we're recommending granting with corrections. And it's just really the RO needed correcting. One is Winter Lily M. Meinhof. Her first name was misspelled on the RO. And Natividad Negrete Coronado, whose last name was misspelled in the RO. We've corrected them, and so we should grant with the corrections.
Motion to grant with the corrections.
So moved.
Motion by Mary Lynn,
Second,
second by Barb.
second, yep.
All those in favor, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye.
Then we do have a Class B liquor license that we're recommending granting, but we also need to correct the RO on this one. It's Limo LLC. On the RO, it's actually listed under ARIL, A-R-I-L LLC, and as a new application, but it is not a new application, it is a renewal. And just to kind of explain why the name change and why the fact it's a new versus renewal, basically, state law doesn't allow us to do both a renewal and a change of ownership as part of a single transaction. And that's what they attempted to do, but we were able to basically assist them in getting this done the proper way. And so what's happening is, since the change of ownership was not complete by July 1st, the renewal is being done in the name of the former LLC, of which the new LLC is a part, but there is also an old partner who is getting out of the business. They are renewing, and so that's what we're approving here, the renewal license for Limo LLC. They have already put in their application then to release the license to the new owner. That'll technically be in front of you in 2 weeks. We've already done all the background checks and everything, and just so you know, you won't even hear about it because there's no problems. We're going to recommend approval, but it does actually have to come in front of you on a different RO. So the motion would be to grant the renewal license application of Limo LLC with the corrections.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mary Lynn,
Second.
second by Barb. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye.
Then motion to grant the remainder of the applications on this RO.
Motion to grant the remaining
So
license.
moved, Barb.
Barb,
Second.
second by Dean. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. Okay. Got that, Kathy? 3.14, RO number 34, 2021, a direct referral submitting various license applications for the period ending April 14th, 2021.
And Julie, if anything nothing has changed on these, I assume? Okay, so basically on the direct referral, is it just these two? I have on here a motion to approve the remainder, but there's just two on this RO, is that correct? I think that's, maybe I should check. Well, we'll just be careful, and since none of us can remember. So I believe it's just the two, but we'll do a motion. It is just those two? Okay. So the first one is Scenic Bar. We are recommending that it be granted, but with some contingencies. It's a change of premises application. They need to clarify their premises description, and they need to either remove the sidewalk area from the change of premises application, or they need to first obtain a sidewalk cafe permit as a condition of granting. I think I know which one they'll do, and then they can come back, but either way, either contingency would work, and so we are recommending you grant with those contingencies. Is there a
So
motion?
moved to grant with contingencies.
There's been a motion by Barb,
Second.
second by Dean. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye.
And then the other application that was on the direct referral came from Ranieri's Four of a Kind, and that was a sidewalk cafe application. And we are also recommending that that application be granted, but with contingencies. They also need to clarify their premises description. They need to remove non-sidewalk area from the description of the sidewalk cafe. What they did is put in an application for a sidewalk cafe permit that includes areas that are not covered by a sidewalk cafe permit, so they need to remove that. I did get confirmation. One of the issues was some of the sidewalk area that they were looking to use is actually not directly in front of their property. It's in front of parking and transit property, but I did get confirmation from Derek Mink at Parking and Transit that he's okay with using that sidewalk area, and so that contingency has been met. They also then would have the contingency of obtaining a change of premises application that would include the sidewalk cafe area. They could also potentially include the non-sidewalk cafe area in that, and there are some issues with that, but hopefully we can deal with that before that application comes to you, probably in 2 weeks. So again, the motion is to grant the application, but with those contingencies.
Is there a motion to grant with contingencies?
So moved.
Motion by Mary Lynn,
Second.
second by Dean. All those in favor of granting with contingencies, please state aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Chair votes aye. That's approved. Okay, seeing that we've exhausted the agenda for the day, next meeting is July 29th. Is there a meeting to adjourn? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Dean, second by Barb. All those in favor of adjourning, please state aye.
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 Chair votes aye. We are adjourned at 4:53. Thank you, everybody.